Creating a culture of mastery abstract, in today's competitive business environment. Developing an organizational culture oriented towards continuous learning and self-improvement. Or a culture of mastery, is essential for sustained growth and success. This article outlines a research-based framework for how leaders can build such a culture. Key components include clarity of vision, commitment to learning, encouragement of risk-taking, and celebration of achievements. A clearly articulated vision that emphasizes continual growth and refinement is crucial for aligning employees and motivating higher performance standards. Leaders must relentlessly communicate the vision through various channels. A commitment to learning involves deliberate practice, growth mindsets, progressive challenges, and formal training opportunities. Encouraging prudent, fast-paced experimentation fosters innovation and breakthroughs by cultivating psychological safety. Calculated risk-taking should be modeled and failures treated as learning experiences. External and intrinsic recognition significantly boosts motivation. Strategies leaders can adopt are highlighting achievements. Annual awards, promotions tied to new skills, and mastery milestone celebrations. Regular achievements must be acknowledged to retain urgency around goals. By shaping conditions where mastery and self-improvement are celebrated, cultural norms through vision, support, empowerment, and praise, organizations can cultivate identities of continuous growth for sustained competitive advantage in today's dynamic environment. In today's fast-paced, competitive business environment, having an organizational culture oriented towards continuous learning and self-improvement is essential for sustained growth and success. However, developing such a culture of mastery requires concerted effort from leadership. Today, we will outline a research-based framework for how business leaders can build a culture where employees consistently strive for mastery in their work. Clarity of vision. The role of vision in shaping culture. Research shows that a clearly articulated organizational vision is crucial for aligning employee efforts and motivating workers towards mastery. Cotter, 2012. An effective vision inspires people by communicating the shared destination in a way that raises aspirations and encourages higher standards of performance. Vision also shapes the norms, behaviors, and mindsets that comprise an organization's culture. Shine, 2010. With a clear sense of purpose and direction, employees are more willing to continuously develop their skills and take on challenges needed for achieving mastery in their roles. Developing a vision for mastery. To build a culture of mastery, leaders must craft a vision that emphasizes continual growth, learning, and refinement of competencies. An example is Adobe's vision to change the world through digital experiences. It sets a lofty bar for excellence while signaling the importance of innovation through technology mastery. Vision statements like being the best version of ourselves, from Apple, or to empower all people to enrich their lives through transformative technologies, by Coursera, also embed the idea of progression towards new levels of achievement. An effective way for leaders to develop such a vision is through collaborative workshops involving employees to gain buy-in. The outcome should be a concise yet inspiring statement easy for all to remember and live by. Communicating the vision. Once crystallized, the vision must be relentlessly communicated across the organization using multiple channels. Research shows the top ways leaders share vision include personal interactions, company intranet, emails from leadership, printed materials, and company-wide meetings or conferences. D'Aveny, 1994. An example is how Starbucks CEO Kevin Johnson reinforces their growth mindset vision through weekly video blogs to 242,000 employees worldwide. Regular communication keeps the vision foremost in people's minds, preventing it from becoming a one-time declaration. With consistency, the vision permeates the culture and ultimately shapes employee behavior and decision-making. Commitment to learning. The science of mastery. Research in fields like education and neuroscience provides insights into how people attain mastery. Deliberate practice focusing on difficult yet attainable skills with feedback-based refinement has been shown to be key. Erickson. 2018. Mastery requires time, often a decade or more of practice to reach the highest levels of a domain. Developing growth mindsets, where abilities are seen as expandable, also fuels continued learning. Dweck. 2016. Additionally, taking on progressively tougher challenges as skills improve keeps people engaged in the mastery process. Learning culture strategies to foster a commitment to learning at work. Companies like Google encourage all employees to spend 20% of their time on self-directed projects. At 3M, 15% of work hours can be used for blue sky thinking. Hire allows associates to update their job titles based on new competencies gained. Formal training is crucial too. Deutsche Bank invests $1 billion annually to reskill its workforce. Leadership can help by providing learning and development budgets for courses, conferences, books, etc. Encouraging periodic skills audits and career path planning, with managers instituting flexible work arrangements and dedicated time for mastery projects, recognizing and rewarding those who continuously upgrade their capabilities, role modeling passion for learning through their own study and growth efforts. These practices communicate that learning is a top priority and part of the organizational identity. They also demonstrate the support needed to persist on the journey towards mastery. Encouragement of risk-taking. The benefits of risk-taking. A wealth of research shows that calculated risk-taking is necessary for innovation and breakthroughs, and thus mastery. McGrath and Macmillan, 2009. However, risk avoidance is a common cultural trait that limits learning and improvement. Studies found organizations with strong learning cultures encourage failing fast through trial and error experiments and treating mistakes not as failures but learning opportunities. Edmondson. 2008. This builds psychological safety for taking risks that could lead to advances while reducing fear of negative consequences. Fostering a culture of calculated risks to encourage responsible risk-taking. Leaders must clearly communicate that failure from prudent experimentation will not negatively impact performance reviews or careers. 3M's 15% rule had led to billion-dollar successes like Post-it notes. Unilever gives associates annual funds specifically for pursuing crazy ideas. Amazon accepts that many new ventures will fail but believes a few wins can transform the business. Techniques leaders can adopt are directing teams to set aside time for skunkworks projects, establishing innovation funds for employee idea testing, instituting transparent failure review processes over blame, recognizing risk-takers who generate learning even from setbacks, role modeling risk-taking through one's own decisions and admits of failures with the right reassurances and emphasis on learning rather than perfection. People feel empowered to challenge conventions and take bold steps that could advance their mastery and company progress. Celebration of achievements. The power of recognition and rewards. Behavioral research proves external recognition from managers and peers significantly bolsters employee motivation, effort and retention, while intrinsic drives like mastery also play strong roles. Herzberg. 1959. Pink, 2009. Regular achievements must be acknowledged to retain urgency around goal progress. Recognition satisfies basic human needs for competence, relatedness and autonomy, which fuel continued growth towards mastery. Rewards like promotions, bonuses, and praise anchor improving behaviors. Strategies for celebrating successes. To celebrate progress on the journey of mastery, leaders can incorporate highlighting skills gained, tougher goals reached in company forums, monthly mastery moments, where employees profile their achievements, annual awards for those demonstrating continuous self-improvement, promotions and compensation tied to upgraded capabilities over seniority, public kudos. Spot bonuses for masters who improve workflows, train others, maintaining social networks to share knowledge and recognize one another. Periodic mastery milestone celebrations attended by top leadership by frequently recognizing and rewarding developmental milestones. Leaders communicate that mastery is a valued aspect of the culture. This positive reinforcement sustains the mindsets and behaviors critical for ongoing growth and performance refinement. Conclusion: building a true culture of mastery requires deliberate effort from leaders to shape the conditions where employees thrive on the experience of progressive challenge. With clearly defined vision, ongoing learning support, encouragement for prudent risk-taking, and ample celebration of achievements, organizations can cultivate an identity of continuous self-improvement. By implementing the research-backed strategies discussed in this paper across 4 critical components, leaders gain an actionable blueprint for developing mastery as the cultural norm. An emphasis on lifelong growth will distinguish top performers of today from those merely satisfied with the status quo.